In 1976, inside a quiet California neighborhood, in a tiny garage filled with wood, wires, and wild dreams, two college dropouts were building something they didn't fully understand yet, something that would one day become the first $3 trillion empire in human history. Steve Jobs, the visionary. Steve Wozniak, the engineer. Together, they built the Apple I. Not in a lab, not in a fancy office, but in that garage, their dream. Make computers personal, make technology human. The Apple II followed, then the Macintosh.
Hello, I am Macintosh. It sure is great to get out of that bag. But just as I handle public.
Apple didn't just sell machines, it sold a vision of the future. But every great story has a moment of darkness. By 1985, internal conflicts took over. Sales were falling, mistakes were piling up, and the unthinkable happened. Steve Jobs was fired from the very company he had created. For the next decade, Apple drifted. Wrong products, wrong decisions, wrong leadership. Apple was dying. But destiny wasn't done with Apple. In 1997, with only 90 days of cash left, Apple made a bold decision. They brought Steve Jobs back. Jobs cut everything unnecessary, canceled products, reduced teams, simplified the entire company. But most importantly, he gave Apple its identity back. In 1998, the iMac arrived. Colorful, friendly, and futuristic.
You can see into it. It's so cool. We've got stereo speakers on the front. We've got infrared right up here. We've got the CD-ROM drive right in the middle. We've got dual stereo headphone jacks. We got the coolest mouse on the planet right here. Come on around. All of the connectors are inside one beautiful little door here, the Ethernet, the USB stuff. Around the back, we've got a really great handle here. The back of this thing looks better than the front of the other guys, by the way. And then
It didn't just save Apple, it reintroduced Apple to the world. Then came the device that changed music forever, the iPod.
this is the new iPod Nano. 1,000 songs in your pocket. Impossibly small. It's really small. Let me show you how small this is. This thing is thinner than a number 2 pencil. Thinner than a number 2 pencil.
And then, 2007, the iPhone. The world didn't just get a new phone, it got a new way to live. It built an ecosystem. Mac, iPhone, iPad, AirPods, Apple Watch, Apple TV, iCloud. Everything connected, everything simple, everything addictive. And behind that ecosystem was the App Store, a digital economy worth billions. This was no longer a tech company. It was a lifestyle brand. In 2011, Steve Jobs passed away. Many believed Apple's magic would fade, but under Tim Cook, Apple entered a new era, bigger, stronger, more global than ever. 2018, Apple hits $1 trillion. 2020, $2 trillion. 2023, Apple becomes the first company in history to close above $3 trillion. No company in the history of capitalism had ever reached this height. What makes Apple different? It's not the hardware, it's not the software, it's the emotional connection. People don't buy an iPhone, they buy identity. They don't buy AirPods, they buy a feeling of belonging. They don't buy an Apple Watch, they buy motivation, health, and momentum. This is how you build a $3 trillion empire, not with tech, but with trust. Today, Apple is exploring AI, health technology, wearables, augmented reality, and maybe the next device that replaces the smartphone. The company that started in a garage is now shaping the future of humanity, from two kids in a garage to a company worth more than the GDP of entire nations. Apple's story is a reminder. Innovation is not about technology. It's about courage, vision, and the belief that one day the world will see what you see. This is how Apple became a $3 trillion empire. Before you start your journey, subscribe for the more help.